Hey, it's Katelyn and Adam. To be our next guest on Enta Ask, click the link below. Enjoy the episode.
Hello and welcome to Enta Asks. I'm Adam Kolozetti.
And I'm Katelyn Bullock.
And
We're the founders of Enta Solutions. And who do we have today, Adam?
We have Stan Peake. Stan Peake is the founder of InSite Performance Coaching, and he himself is an executive coach and all-around great guy. So Stan, welcome to our show.
Thank you guys. Speaking of great folks, always a pleasure just to spend time with you both. Thank you for having me, and let's have a great time today.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
What kind of people work best with you, Stan? So, at what point in my career or in my life would Stan Peake be the guy for me to come talk to?
Great question. And I wouldn't say it's a point in your career. I'd say it's a point in your mindset. So really the best people, the people that have seen the best results and enjoyed working with me the most have a couple things in common. One is they're driven. I told you before, like I'm a driven dude. And if I'm more driven towards the success of a client's business than they are, that's probably not going to be a good fit. I'm going to feel like a tidal wave for them. I am patient a little bit. I'm making myself sound terrible. But the other thing they have to have in common is they really have to be values-based. They have to have more than one bottom line in mind. They don't have to be triple bottom line, perfect, paperless, riding their bike 50 miles to work. No, but basically they can't just be profit above all. We talked about this. I talked about this on another interview recently where it's not profit or purpose. It's profit through purpose.
Yeah.
And I'm preaching to the choir, right? But when you have a bigger purpose that drives you, you're going to put more into your business, and you're actually going to resonate more with your audience and inspire your team more. All those things add up, and you unleash more of the discretionary effort of your team, and you again resonate more with the belief system of your audience, and actually those things translate to greater profit, which is not why we do it. But it's a great outcome when people don't have to feel like, oh, well, I'm choosing something I'm passionate about, so that means I'm leaving money on the table. It's actually the opposite.
Hey, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to get all the latest updates.
Hope you enjoy the rest of the episode.
So I like to get into the nitty gritty stuff. You talked about that's the perfect fit for you. So have you ever fired a client?
I have actually a couple. There
What
was
happened?
one. Well, it's more what didn't happen,
Okay.
because accountability is one of my core values in the context of coaching, right? So basically, I'm a big believer that values are in context. My personal core values are a little different than the organizational core values of InSite. InSite, our core values are in the context of dealing with each other as teammates and dealing with our clients.
Mm-hmm.
So accountability is a core value, because without accountability, it's just talk. I want to achieve this. Well, did you take any action? Did you take a lot of action? Did you take action after the first thing didn't work out? And so accountability is a core value. And the first client I fired was someone who, super nice person. But when I would show up, things like they would work from home, which is totally fine. But when I show up at work in a founder's house, if the TV is on, that's a red flag. Like,
Interesting.
Typically, if it's me turning the TV on, it usually doesn't get turned on. It doesn't get turned on midweek unless football's on. And if it does get turned on, it usually doesn't get turned on until at least dinner time. So if that's basically around, 11 hours after I start work, that's when I turn the TV on. Not during the day.
Okay, so but you didn't just fire him because you had the TV
No, God,
on.
no. But it was an example.
I want to get into the.
Yeah, it was also that there was clear objectives. Like what I want to set up. I coach people how I would want someone to come in and help my business. Clarify what must be done. Here's some tools. Here's what you need to do. Here's a set of initiatives. And if you do these things, in addition to what you were going to do, you'll be more successful. That's what I try to lay out. It's got to be simple, because if it's complex, again, like I said, perfection is the enemy of execution. Well, complexity is also the enemy of execution. Quoting Mark Cuban on that one. I would wish that quote was my own.
I was like, oh, that's pretty good, yeah.
But the point is, the work wasn't getting done. And
So
I
you had
can
goals and you're like, okay, you're going to have this done by this time. You come and you'd be like, I didn't really
clear homework, clear deliverables that weren't getting done. And when you're a pre-revenue startup, for instance, there's one objective. That's get out there and sell, right? Because even people say proof of concept. Well, that is how you prove your concept, by
Right.
getting out there and selling and having a market that has a demand or a need for what you're doing. That is what proof of concept is. So pre-revenue startups, if you're listening, you have one job, and that's sell. And when I would work, this happened to be a pre-revenue startup that wasn't selling. They were too busy doing other stuff. Like, well, first of all, that's a great way to go broke. It's a hobby. It's not a business. And if you're not going to sell, if you're not going to do the work, I can't keep cashing your check, just out of my own ethics. You know, I refuse to be sitting. I can't be an anchor. I should be the engine of the boat, not the anchor. Right.
like that.
So I had to stop cashing his checks, and we had to stop working together. It's happened a couple of times, but typically for the same reason. Sometimes it's about not seeing eye to eye. That could be ethically, that hasn't really happened, but more about if someone is comfortable and happy where they are, say running a lifestyle business, then I have to question why I belong at the table. Some owners need an outlet. Because, you know, I know I'm in a couple mastermind groups, and a lot of founders don't have a network they can call and say, I'm tapped out, I'm stressed. You know, I got to talk about my employees, or, you know, the cash flow roller coaster has really got me stressed. Like, those are conversations you shouldn't have with your spouse, not necessarily your best friends, definitely not your staff. So some people don't have that. But if that's the only value, then that's just not really the coaching I do. I do it, but I can't say that the value is there. The value of hiring someone like me is you put a boat engine on. That guy didn't need a high power engine. He needed an oar.
Gotcha.
There's a difference in price.
You have all these great little metaphors and insights.
I speak an analogy. It's like a condition.
I wonder, is that where the name came from, InSite Performance?
Pretty much. Oh, man. You know, it's funny because my coaching model, like, you know, how we coach people in the system that's called Results that you guys know, that took less time to conceptualize than come up with a name. And I'd been through, like, we went through a merge. We had to rename a company. I named my own company in the first one I started. So really the coaching model dictated the name, because a great coach takes someone from a place of being stuck or from a place of having too many options. You know, sometimes too much choice is just as paralyzing as not being able to see the choices. Yeah. So the actual logo, if you think about the InSite logo, there's like 3 possibilities coming into the central hub of the logo and 1 direction exiting. That was on purpose. That's what that logo is. So it was like, from place of many possibilities, a coach should create massive clarity, not a little bit, massive clarity on what has to happen. Right. And then with that clarity comes focus. With that focus comes accountability. We talked about that. And with clarity, focus, accountability, married with passion and work ethic, someone is going to go from point A to point B, a location, otherwise known as a site, S-I-T-E. Wow. That was a journey to come up with a name.
Wow. That just blew my mind a little bit, Stan. I didn't.
Thank you. And well, it double entendre as well, because funny, because a lot of times people say, thank you for the insight. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's why I thought of it.
Nice.
I love it.
It's so perfect.
I hope you enjoyed the episode. Remember, if you know somebody that might want to be on Enta Ask, just click the link below.
And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode.